And that's not right. And bienvenidos everyone, welcome back to another edition, otra edición de Copa Hyperion número 34, the last Copa Hyperion of the entire year of 2021. I'm of course your host, Light VIP. Later on today, I'll be joined by the lovely, the beautiful, the extravagant, the man that I miss, Darking. Darking will join me later on today. He is going to be adminning this tournament for the first time, actually, I believe. So, yeah, he's going to be adminning this tournament. He's kind of taking the role of Tok Savior today. Tok Savior is unfortunately a little bit busy, but the show will go on, and I am so excited. I miss this. Like, I don't know what it is about Latin American StarCraft. It's beautiful. Latin American StarCraft, it's special. And we had the last Sentimiento Latino last week. Last week was the final one of the year. And now we are getting into the final Copa Hyperion. The year is slowly coming to an end. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but of course, you know, yeah, we're getting close to Christmas, and of course, everyone wants to spend Christmas with their families. You know what I'm gonna be doing? I'm gonna be playing some StarCraft. Oh god, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you want to have a look at the brackets. And on said brackets, we have quite a number of players. Unfortunately, not the most stacked bracket, but still some heavy hitters. Of course, Mexico has come out strong. We have the top players. We have Cham, the best Zerg player in all of Mexico, and Jimbo Rising, the best dancer in all of Mexico. So it's going to be exciting. Jim Rising, he did actually tweet going into this tournament. He tweeted, he was like, yo, I haven't been playing StarCraft at all for like the past month, but it's a final Copa Hyperion. I'm going to be a part of it. I'm going to be there to show my support. So it's going to be exciting to see him play again. Unfortunately, he's been busy with other things. He's been playing Age of Empires 4. He's been playing Halo. He's been, again, his main profession is being a streamer, and he even got sponsored by Coca-Cola. Mexican Coca-Cola. So Jim's stream has been popping off, and it should be, because you know what? If you are unaware, if you're in the chat, and if you weren't here when it was announced, Jim Rising is gonna be Papi Jim Rising. He is gonna be a father. He's gonna be a dad. It's happening. It was announced, I think now 2 months ago. But yeah, it's exciting times for Jim Rising, and that means that, you know, he's gonna provide for his family. He's gonna make sure that his kid has the best that Mexico has to offer, and that is only gonna happen if he wins here today, and if he walks away with that prize money. He's doing it for his son, his unborn child. I don't know the gender of the son. I don't know if it's son, his daughter. Regardless, his unborn child is out there. He's doing it for him, for it. It? Oh god. It's gonna be amazing. But before we get into Jim Rising, we are going to be getting ready for a different series. We are going to be getting ready for a spicy series. They were in the chat earlier. I was actually streaming a ladder session before we went live here on the CranKy Ducklings. I was streaming on my own channel. And both Faesbuca, oh, I misspelled his name. Both Faesbuca and PassWord were actually in my chat. And, you know, they were dropping by to say hi, you know, show their support. They're great guys. And they're like, yo, okay, we'll sign up for Copa Hyperion. But if we do, you gotta cast us when we play each other. And I'm like, if you play each other. I'm like, is that gonna happen? Darking did it. He rigged the bracket just so that these two friends, these two teammates will face off, and I'm excited because they are very similar in skill level. They're both hovering around, I want to say 5k. I know both Faesbuca and PassWord have hit GM before. Low GM, to be fair, you know, they're not established pro players like your Jim Rising, like Ryu, like the Zerg Lord, like Shakti. They're not established like them, but they are still up-and-coming players who have been improving. I remember when Faesbuca was Diamond. I remember when PassWord was Diamond, and they have improved so much over the course of the last year. So it's great to see them here in Copa Hyperion at the end of the year in the best form they have been in a long time. I know Faesbuca's even taken games off of Jim Rising. PVZ, to be fair. It's Jim Rising's worst matchup, but you know, he's still just so good. Well, they have been getting so good. I'm not familiar with their team as I'm getting ready for the series. It's a new team, and I was like, yo, I've never seen this clan tag before. Who are these guys? Apparently, they are Exeritus? I don't know if that means something like in Greek or something, but Exeritus Ignot. Ignot, I believe, is the name of their team. Hold on. Exeritus Ignot. So it seems to be a new clan. I'm not familiar with them. I don't know what country they're from. They seem to be a Latin American clan, but outside of that, I don't really know much about them. So if you're in the chat, and if you know anything about this team, then let me know. I'm curious. I'm always curious whenever a new clan pops up out of almost nowhere. Oh, God. Meanwhile, there he is. I see him. Faesbuca's there in the chat. Chase is in the chat. Lord Loken, he waddled in. He was finding his seat. I love that emote, by the way. He's like, excuse me, pardon, watch your feet. I'm finding my seat. Beautiful, beautiful. Quack. But yes, Lord Loken is here as well. And if you want to help support this tournament, just express your love in the chat, because there is no more Matcherino pages for these weekly tournaments. I spoke about it last week during Sentimiento Latino, I think. Or I think we did. But yes, unfortunately, Matcherino have changed the way that they provide coupon codes. They no longer provide them, so because of that, a lot of these weekly tournaments have stopped using Matcherino. Because they don't really have that many benefits anymore. So a bit of a feels bad, man. It does mean that, you know, I know that people like, not even just Lord Loken, he's the most notable one, but not just Lord Loken, Fidnantok, or even some other chatters, some other members of the community would love to contribute to the tournament and boost the prize pool whenever they could, you know, just to give love to the players and to the scene. Unfortunately, that isn't really an option anymore, so it is a bit of a feels bad, man. I know that we're still going to be using Matcherino. When I say we, I mean the CranKy Ducklings for our tournaments, just because we want to give that option to people, and it is like kind of an easy way to handle payouts to the players. But it is not going to be the case here for Copa Hyperion, as we are diving into our first series of the day. Our players are finally back. Oh god, I gotta set things up. Okay. Oh god, let's go. They finished up their vetoes finally after a long time. And we are getting into game number 1. Game 1 is going to be on 2,000 atmospheres between these two friends, these two compatriots, these two community members, teammates, brothers from other mothers. They're not from the same country, but we're getting on in. It's gonna be amazing. Oh god. Right, here we go. Exclamation mark case. I gotta get on it. Be sure to check out Kerrigan's Travel to the Arcade. Exclamation mark Funada Starduck in the chat. He's been trying to convert people to his cult-like arcade game. Be careful, everyone. This is Kerrigan Survival to Awareness. A bit of a PSA. Be careful when you see Starduck promote it, because it's not safe. It's not safe. Oh god. But speaking of safe, here we go. We are diving into game 1 of our fresh series right here, right now. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2,000 atmospheres LE, we have the Latin American Protoss, the Bolivian himself, representing his brand new team. Oh god, I gotta read it. Exeritus Ignot. Hold on. Oh, they have a logo and everything. Yo, it looks like New Angels almost. Exeritus. It is Faesbuca. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2,000 atmospheres LE, we have El Peruano. We have the Peruvian Protoss player. Get your guys in the chat. Also representing his brand new team, Exeritus, it is PassWord. Oh. Beautiful, beautiful. I have no idea what to expect. I don't know what the hell is going to go on here. But I'm excited. I'm very excited indeed. So I haven't casted these guys in a long time. Faesbuca, he's been a regular in Battle of the Americas, Sentimiento Latino, Copa Hyperion, even some La Espida events, community events as well. PassWord, not as much. He's always been around, but as a player, he has, as a participant of these tournaments, he hasn't been anywhere near as active as Faesbuca has been, or at least that's how my memory, that's kind of like how I remember it. Still a very active player, and we'll see how this Latin American PvP will go. I'm excited, especially because we don't have a lot of Protoss players in Latin America. Recently, Infanson has been kind of carrying that torch for a long time. Outside of him, Paco Mike, it's been a while since I've seen Paco Mike compete. It's been a couple of months, I want to say. Maybe October? Maybe September? It's been a long time, so I miss Paco Mike dearly. I know he's been taking a break. I hope he hasn't retired. Paco Mike is one of those players who doesn't have social media. He doesn't have Facebook, he doesn't have Instagram, he doesn't have Twitter, so it's hard to keep in touch with him. He does have Discord, I believe. But yeah, I hope he's doing well, and I hope he's going to return next year. He's an amazing player. He's such a good Protoss player. It would be a shame if, if he decided to step away, especially if he didn't tell anyone. So I'll get on that. I'll make sure I have an update of Paco Mike next year in January. I'll make sure I'm on that. Meanwhile, here we have these other up-and-coming Protoss players. We do see the Stalkers go across the map, and oh, can he get the sentry? Up! PassWord, he wants it! A little bit of missed target fire. Solid force field. With that force field, Faesbuca, he will be able to hold on to this, but he will still end up losing a couple of probes. 2 probes end up going down at the same time. It was just scouting across the map, just confirming that there is in fact a natural. There's no one-base play coming out from either one of our players, but Faesbuca already losing 4 probes. And again, a little bit of miscontrol here from Faesbuca. He hasn't been able to deal with either one of these Stalkers yet. Finally, takes out one, almost takes out the other, but at the cost of 5 probes. As we can see, PassWord, he is now ahead by those 5 same workers. Faesbuca, ¿por qué? Por favor. And he's a madman. He's going all in. Why do I say he's going all in? The standard thing to do. Blink Stalkers. We all see it. We all know it. We all sometimes love it. In PvP, Blink Stalkers is very meta. It is very standard. If you're not going for a Blink Stalker opener in PvP, then it's usually a Stargate. Maybe a Robo if you want to go for that kind of style instead. But this man is going straight into charge. And what's a little bit scary is that even though we do have a hallucinated scout from PassWord, he doesn't really have a tell. All the gases are still being mined. Like, there's nothing really that screams charge lots yet. This could be Blink Stalkers for all he knows. This could be a mirror to what he is doing. But we can see that this is anything but. And charge lots can be really annoying to deal with when you just have Blink Stalkers. Like, the fire rate of Blink Stalkers isn't that great, and they can have a hard time dealing with charge lots when the Zealots close the distance. There's a lot of potential here with what Faesbuca is doing. And as I keep talking, I also want to express that I hope this is intentional. Okay, no, yeah, it is. Oh no, it gets scouted! PassWord! Oh no! I was about to say, this has to be an all-in. Where are the gateways? That's why I was confused. There are the gateways. Oh, they get cancelled! He was going for a proxy 4 gate and they all get cancelled. PassWord! He even had no idea. He just happened to just rally his hallucination. He sees everything. He throws down his own gateways. And Faesbuca takes a 3rd. And he goes for Blink. Did he cancel charge? No, he didn't even cancel charge, but this is an awful position to be in. Part of me wishes that Faesbuca committed. You know, he just lets the gateways finish anyway, and he just goes for it. The problem is that PassWord confirmed that they were cancelled. He rechecked. So he knows that he doesn't need shield batteries. He knows that he doesn't have to overcommit to any kind of defense at home, and now he has a massive advantage. He still hasn't seen the 3rd base, but he has Blink, he has +1, he's about to have a War Prism, he's gonna hit a beautiful timing, and Faesbuca has nothing. He has charge. The hell is charge gonna do, especially when your gateways are this late? Oh god, here we go. The Stalkers are about to rock up to the third base. There's nothing here. There's only a single pylon. There is no shield battery. There's nothing. So Faesbuca, sorry, PassWord should pretty easily get a snipe on this. Also, Fornada are two players here because I just realized we have teal versus dark blue, and it is a little bit awkward to distinguish them. They're also on the same team. God damn it. It's a caster's worst nightmare. But here we go. PassWord's about to rock up. This is a little bit late. He could have done this earlier, and because of that, he does give an opportunity for Faesbuca to get a bigger army. But again, it's still a numbers game. He has the lower army supply. He doesn't have a shield battery. He doesn't have any defender's advantage here, so the third base is going to go down. He has to give it up, and he has to try and defend on two bases and go for a two-base all-in. He is getting his own War Prism. He wants to be the aggressor. He's working on +2. His +2 timing is actually faster than his opponent's, so maybe he can go all in and end the game. Meanwhile, PassWord's third base is relatively late, so the economic situation, I want to say, is still relatively similar. We can see that PassWord is still ahead. He has been ahead, but now it's swinging in Faesbuca's favor, right? Like it's still not kind of like cemented in PassWord's favor at the moment. So maybe Faesbuca can make something happen here as he's waiting for +2 to finish up. PassWord though, he rocks up. No, the sentries! Oh god! We don't see target fire on the sentries. Instead, he goes for all these zealots, and he's looking to break through the army, whatever is left here of Faesbuca. He does have shield batteries. He does have overcharge if he needs it. It looks like he's trying to force this back, but it's just not happening, mate. Oh god. There's the overcharge. Finally, with the power of the overcharge, Faesbuca holds onto his natural. Ooh, even forces a recall, and yo, he can catch a couple of sentries for free. Nice pickoffs. Not bad. Could have been worse. Meanwhile, oh my god, we have this is Faesbuca's upgrades are just so on point. Oh my god. They're looking pretty good. Oh god, and I love what he's doing as well. He's going straight into a robotics bay. He's going straight into disruptors. Disruptors are a great way to fight when you're down in supply. Like, you can be down 50 supply, doesn't matter. Land 2 good purification overs and suddenly you're ahead. Suddenly you're winning. So these are a great comeback mechanic. I would have loved to have seen double robo production, but you know, regardless, we take what we can get. A single disruptor is good enough. He's trying to reclaim this third base. He is still behind and everything. What's worrisome is that PassWord isn't resting on his laurels. He isn't just expanding. He's also working on other tech. Dark Shrine is on the way, so now he's going to be annoying with DTs, and the problem is that the Robo is busy producing disruptors, not detection. So this is kind of scary. Like, DTs could do a lot. Outside of DTs, we also have a Templar Archive, so PassWord, he's already got Archons, if he wanted to, he could work on Storm. Obviously, we shouldn't be seeing Storm in this matchup, but Archons are amazing, especially against Chargelots. Meanwhile, War Prism goes into the main base. Faesbuca, he's here, he's in the main, he's got some Chargelots. Yo, he takes down the cannon, and now he's taking down a couple of workers. This is the damage that he needs to deal. Not just damage, but he just scattered the Dark Shrine. Now, Faesbuca, he knows exactly what PassWord is doing. But doesn't matter. He could know what PassWord is doing, but die anyway. Like, can he do anything about it? That's the question. DTs rock up. Do we have detection? Do we have an observer? We do. It just popped out. It's headed towards the third base, but oh god, he's still losing so much. The disruptors! Get the shots off, puppy! He will get a single Stalker. He has another Disruptor. We need another good shot. And oh, not bad. He lands with a couple of Stalkers and an Archon. We have Overcharge. We have Probes. We have Detection. Faesbuca, he holds. But he's losing a lot here at the third. 5 more Probes go down. No, the Disruptor. No, puppy, please. He loses both of his Disruptors. He gets pulled out of position. GG gets called. And PassWord takes the first game. Just as +3 was about to finish. I feel like it's a hard call to make. I feel like Faesbuca should have just given up his third base. And if he had given up his third, it's not guaranteed, but maybe he could have held on at his natural and then maybe counterattacked with disruptors. There's a bunch of maybes. He was in a really rough place. It was not looking good for Faesbuca, but there was like a slim chance. A little bit. Yeah. But GG, well played. Oh, And with that, we are getting into game numero dos. Number 2. Hold on, let me catch up in the chat. Ignore this caster when he talks about KS2. He's deluded. Oh, God. For nada, Starduck. For nada. Alright, as we're getting ready for game 2, lobby has been made. Oh, let me just quickly set things up here. Ah, God. Also, I'm just double checking. Faesbuca's from Bolivia, right? Yeah, Bolivia. See. Just making sure. Batalla de las Américas. Yeah, he is. I know there's one player. Patos listo. I know there's one player that I always mix up. I think it's a Chilean player that I always mix up. But we're getting ready for game 2. Nice lead from one of our Protoss players, but it wasn't completely one-sided, you know? There was still definitely a chance for Faesbuca to come back, and I hope that this is not going to be a 2-0. I hope desperately that we go all the way to that ace match. That's what I want to be seeing between these two friends. Fingers crossed. Also, just as a reminder, if you haven't looked at the bracket yet, it is double elimination today. Due to the signups, due to the relatively low signups, it is going to be double elimination, so players have another chance to come back in this tournament even after they have lost their first series. So there will always be a chance there. Meanwhile, here we go. Game 2 of our first best of 3, and spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the Bolivian Protoss player, the Teal Protoss, representing Exeritus Ignat. It is Faesbuca. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have El Peruano himself, the Peruvian Protoss player, also representing his brand new team, Exeritus. It is PassWord. PassWord coming out strong in game 1, coming out strong with his guys, as he was hyping himself up before this series. And honestly, he's got a good chance today. Like, whoever wins this series is probably going to go up against Jim Rising. And again, Jim Rising hates ZVP, and he's out of practice as well. So with all these things added together, it's kind of like the best case scenario, the best chance for one of these players to cause an upset in the next round. Faesbuca, he's already defeated Jim Rising before in these Latin American weeklies, and maybe PassWord can have his chance as well. Like, it's not like you look at the next round and you look at Jim Rising and it's like, oh well, what am I fighting for? Like, it's all gonna be over anyway. Like, nah, mate, winnable, beatable Jim Rising is. Meanwhile, Faesbuca is being a little bit cheeky. We got a very cheeky pylon here in the main base of PassWord. PassWord, does he see? He does not. He has no idea. So Faesbuca, he's pulling a bit of a Zions. If you're familiar, Zions is the best Protoss player in all of Peru, one of the best Protosses in all of Latin America, and he does this every single PvP. The downside to it is that because he does it so often, people check their bases whenever they play against Zions. But Faesbuca, he's mixing it in. He doesn't do this all the time, so he just throws it in randomly, and because it hasn't been scouted, this could be deadly. We already have 2 adepts coming out across the map. As soon as Warp Gate finishes, which it's still on the way, but as soon as it's done, I do expect to see a couple of adepts in the main base as well. Faesbuca has a probe out on the map if he wants to be a little bit more cheeky and try and spice things up with a proxy, but at the moment he is just chilling, waiting to go in for another scout, getting his expansion, and we'll see what Faesbuca can get done. Oh, he does get intercepted by these stalkers. He can shade past them, but of course he does expose his own base when he does that, as he will commit to the shade, barely keeps his second adept alive, but we already have a probe here on the high ground. There we go, PassWord is set up and ready to deny any kind of shade, and his stalkers get across the map, and uh-oh, can they get some damage? Oh god, the sentry comes out too late! Oh no, the stalkers get in, and they can focus down the sentry. The probes are being pulled, everything is going wrong here for Faesbuca. The sentry goes down. Yay. The shield battery will finish and Faesbuca will defend, but that was disastrous. He needs to come back here. He needs to deal some equalizing damage, and that is the purpose of these adepts. Now they can do a couple of things. I would love it if they shaded in and focused down the sentries. Instead, they're going for workers. Regardless, they need to deal some damage. Where's the focus fire? He gets 1. He gets 2. He gets 3. No, he doesn't get 3. No. The probe went into the gas. He targeted the wrong probe and he only gets 2 workers for the cost of 2 adepts and a pylon. Was that worth it? Not really. Like, Faesbuca, he was hoping to distract the army and then come in with his 2 adepts as well, and then have 4 adepts in the base wreaking havoc. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. At least he forced a shield battery to finish, so it was some wasted resource and it had to be killed. But I'm sure Faesbuca wanted to deal a little bit more. Regardless, because of these 2 adepts and because of the shield battery, there was no mining at the natural base. So there was a lot of kind of lost mining time there, and Faesbuca was able to at least deal some indirect damage there. Oh my god, he even gets in with another adept. Kind of gets in. Shield batteries keep the sentries alive, nothing really gets killed. Ooh, but this is what I was looking at. Faesbuca, he kept this worker alive from the early game. He throws down a couple proxy gateways, and just like game 1, he's going for charge. +1 is a little bit later. His forge is much later than game 1, so the kind of +1 charge timing that he wants to hit isn't going to be as fluid. But regardless, this is going to go unscouted. Unlike previously, this hallucinated scout is going to go along the right hand side of the map, and this time that is not where the proxy is. I'm sure he's hoping to find a proxy just per chance, like just randomly like he did in game 1, but this time he won't. So Faesbuca can actually pull off this build. It's what he wanted to go for in game 1, but he was denied, so now that can all kind of come to fruition. We'll see if he can pull it off. At the same time, PassWord still hasn't gone for a scout. There we go. Finally, he's committing. He's going all the way in. And there's not really a big tell here. I mean, there are no gases at the natural, and you could argue that's a tell, but here we go. The Zealots are already hitting the base. They force the denial on the third. We gotta keep going! Keep going, puppy! Keep going! Oh, we only have 1 shield battery. Don't stop, puppy! Oh goodness, he's looking to regroup with his stalkers. Finally, he rocks up, but we have a shield battery. We have overcharge. It is going to be popped. And how do you break an overcharge a defensive Protoss like this? The answer is you don't. It looks like PassWord, he's going to be able to hold on. We have another wave of Zealots being warped in. At this point, though, I feel like Faesbuca, he has to know that he can't break this. And he knows that, so he gets Blink, +1, and a Robo. Right now, he is just containing his opponent. And PassWord is overreacting. He started off with 1 shield battery. He has 5. And he's getting 3 more pylons. Like, he is so scared about dying right now. He is so scared about a 2-base all-in and about a charge all-in. But Faesbuca's transitioning. Like, he put the fear in his opponents. And it's fear that is kind of unsubstantiated. So I love the mind games here from Faesbuca. It's great. It's beautiful. Obviously, he will lose this outpost and he will lose these gateways. So he has to prepare for that. And I would love this even more if he took a third. Like, if you're containing your opponent like this, like, mate, take advantage of him. Get another base. Get a better economy, you know? Just send it, right? Instead, he is transitioning, but this is still 2 base, and, like, this isn't gonna work. Like, you're not gonna break this. There's 5 shield batteries. You made this happen, Faesbuca, right? You made this, like, turtle Protoss happen, and you don't deal with that by pushing into it. Like, PassWord wants to fight with all his shield batteries. That's why you avoid the fight and you expand instead. But instead, Faesbuca, it looks like he wants to push in again. Blink and +1 are very nicely timed. He already is sending his War Prism across the map. Like, I really feel like he's I don't know if I want to say misreading the situation, but there's better choices to be made. Like, his decision making is questionable right now. We'll see if this will work. He's looking to push in, but Charge is about to finish. We were talking about how great Charge is, especially against Blink Stalkers. We have Archons as well. PassWord has the army supply advantage. He's looking to blink into the main base. Oh, the War Prism! He snipes the War Prism. Right, get out. Get out while you can, Faesbuca. You don't want to fight this. You don't want to do this. Oh god, he's going anyway. He's going even deeper. His army's just getting surrounded. He's going to try and pick up whatever he can, but I feel like this trade isn't going to be worth it. We'll see. He picks up two probes, and that's it. No. Oh god, he is pulling the army around, and he's buying a lot of time, and there we have a recall. But he kind of, he poked the bear. Like, this is a scary army. PassWord, he's going to be coming across the map, and Faesbuca just threw away like 30 supply. 30 supply that he couldn't afford to. He's down 50. And now he doesn't have the superior economy that I would have wanted earlier to build a larger army and catch up. He's working on an Immortal. You know what would have been better? Disruptor. Immortal's okay. But even to be fair, even if a Disruptor was coming out, it wouldn't be out in time. The Zealots are already here. We have a single cannon. We don't have any shield batteries. We need Nova Charge. We need everything right now. And to be fair, the rest of the army was a little bit late, but finally it's rocking up. Overcharge is putting in a lot of work. It's keeping everything alive. Finally, it's going to go down, but it honestly did its job. Can PassWord really break this? The Immortal comes out just in time. Oh god, but the Archons are there's just so much damage here. It's crazy. It's insane. He's breaking through. The Blink Stalkers are not going to be enough, even with +1. Oh my god, the Immortal's just surrounded by force fields. I don't know what the hell's happening here. He gets forced down the ramp into another force field. The Immortal goes down. GG gets called. And PassWord takes the series 2-0. GG! Yeah! Just updating the admins, and yes, GG, well played. PassWord takes the series 2-0, and he moves on to face the player that we knew that he would face. He moves on to face Jim Rising. Oh boy, here we go. The boy is out.